What a beautiful morning. Excuse me. What a beautiful time to be alive, conquering the markets all day long. Looking forward to sharing this time with you all today. hope you're all well. I hope you're all wonderful. People wondering how you could get notifications for when we go live each day. We go live each day at 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern time, always on time, ahead of the markets, always looking for where the markets are going to be, making sure we're ahead of the curve, ahead of the herd. It's what we do and who we are. If you want to get updated with a notification on something you could count on and rely on, in the description below is a Telegram broadcast channel. You get all updates when I go live, post a video. Brandon, Crypto Trades and Tech, or Heath on Trade Talk. Make sure you do it. By the way, before I get into it, because someone said that this might be a little bit of a flow going today. I think there might be as well. I was going to put it out on Twitter yesterday. But I want to make sure I deliver if I do that. That's for sure. Always want to be a man of my word. Listen, I don't know what the schedule is going to look like Friday. Tomorrow's Good Friday. So maybe later in the day, I'll update you all on Twitter, on YouTube, community channel, and also in the Telegram group. Leaning towards not going live tomorrow morning on Good Friday. And then Monday, most likely will be going live. But just in case, just watch for the updates. These next few days could be a little bit, let's call them iffy. Fluid. And then we also have on Saturday, good chance, Holy Saturday, good chance that I will put out an update if I don't go live tomorrow, but we'll check that in as it goes. So, it's very rarely that I'm not giving you a firm schedule, because the firm schedule is that we're here each and every day, Monday through Friday at 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern time, a half hour before the markets open. Heath continues to improve and improve and improve and improve, as does everyone here. And I love it. Someone was asking whether or not the courses for them, they have a bit of a higher time preference. They're not trading with leverage, right? By the way, the risk manager we use inside the course is absolutely pristine, right? I don't care if you're using 1 to 10 leverage or if you're using 200 to 1 leverage or whatever the case may be. We're risking, until you're profitable and consistently profitable, 0.5% per trade. It's all what we do, who we are. Listen, a lot of people join just to be like, thank you, and just plug into the Discord community. That's also awesome. There's a wealth of information going on each and every day. I want to get into it. Here's where we're going to start with. Alan, AU, as April 1st kicks off over here, is bringing out the seasonals, saying that April tends to be a strong month. I look towards 2017, right? 2013. We're in 2021. This is a 4-year cycle. Now, I'm not going to get into defining when the bull market starts or anything like that. We're in the bull candle, the bullish year, 2021. We saw that coming in. It's right on time. Is April going to be another blockbuster month, as it tends to be? I don't know. Listen, if you go back and you look at past performance of the cycles, and that you see, if you look at past, you see that we've had already, was this 5 or 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months in a row, up months in a row. That's a little bit unusual, right? Now, by the way, if you go back to last cycle, you saw a couple of red months, barely red, lots of long wick down candles, almost closing positive, not closing positive. Right? Am I worried about it? Oh, we got a lot to talk about, actually. I'm just going to find into it. Let's just say this. The difference here that's happening right now is that right now we have uber easy monetary conditions put into place by not only the Federal Reserve, but central banks worldwide. That is why we were seeing this cycle outperforming the last cycle. That's expected to continue. Right? We have our eyes focused on the prize. If anything possibly could derail that, we will be aware of it before it happens, as it's happening, and always there to act first. We are always watching what could possibly come into play that could derail the current bull market phase. Right now, it continues to look uber easy, and we're just seeing the most important thing that we decided to focus on 1 year ago. 1 year ago, or actually, April 1st, 1 year ago, I told you that the signal that we're focused on, if you see the thumbnail for this video, it's signal and it's showing the central bank liquidity. I told you that's what we're focused on. Central banks are going to be flooding the system with liquidity. No more selling stocks. Now, that didn't happen until about the second week of May that I said no more selling stocks. And we're just focused on what the central banks are doing. I have a beautiful chart of it this morning. I have a beautiful chart of it this morning. I wanted you to focus in on that. And notice what's happened over here ever since right around after the election until now. We've seen the consolidation of liquidity not being added to the system. And during that time, what happened with the Nasdaq over here? It caught back to reality, right? Whoa, 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 whoa. They cut off the supply. They cut off the supply, came back down, caught up with reality. What happens next? What do you think they're going to do? Are we going to see any type of quantitative tightening? I don't think so. Of course not. Of course not. Are they going to be injecting more money? Listen, if anyone could get me on the Slack channel of those central banksters, please, just give them a heads up. They could invite me. I would love to know what they're doing. But I do know what they're doing. It's a debt-based system. It's a debt-based system, which means they need to be continuing issuing new debt in order for the system to survive. All right. Let's keep going over here. Let's focus on the technicals, Jordan. Let's get with it over here. If anyone is looking what I got over here, you can see this nice little tight channel that's happening over here. I saw this on the 2 hour. I was on the 2 hour. Jordan, what are you doing on the 2 hour? I don't want to throw you up, but listen, you gotta have fun in life. You can't be so serious all the time. It's April. It's April the 1st over here. This is, if you're trading this lightly leveraged over here, you have some levels to key off of. Before I even get into it, this is where we're going to focus in onto it. Listen, it's going to be pretty quick. The session's going to be pretty quick. What I mean, pretty rapid. I don't really have time to mess around because we have a training session this morning. So I got a lot to cover. I have a lot prepared. It's going to come out hot and quick. I don't really have time to tell you to smash the like button. I don't have time for that today. So, that's up to you. That's up to you. All right, listen. This trend line over here. Boom, 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 right? Take out that trend line over there. Do you lighten up on your lightly leverage, right? Then you have this big trend line over here, this important one. Look at my accuracy today, right? Break it below that one. What happens, right? Do you lighten up anymore? Then we have this one over here. Who's following me? If you could follow what I'm doing right now, that means that you are CTM to the core, that you've been here each and every day and you know what's going on over here. This is the trend line, the resistance from the bull flag. Who was the first? Could you get a smash the like button if you saw the bull flag before anyone else across the whole wide internet over here on this channel? This is still support over here, breaking below that. At that point, you really should have lightened up a lot on your lightly leveraged position as we're back down into this bull flag and we could be trading down much lower under pressure. Now, all that's not looking like it's going to happen. But I just want to make sure that you're always aware as we're entering this really bullish phase over here, that you're aware of the downside risk. Do you know that was the adverse on the upside? When we were trading down here under pressure, what did I do? I gave you the upside and told you where you need to look for the repair and look to re-add on all the different levels. So we're flip-flopping that over here as we're looking pretty bullish over here. I want to make sure that everyone is aware if things turn. They know that where to get in, where to get out, and all that. So we all stay on the same page, right? Ethereum, right? Let me just jump over to Ethereum. Could you smash the like button? What's up, my brother? Could you smash the like button if yesterday on the live stream, as I went ahead and hit that purple, if you caught me telling you what a beautiful setup this is over here. Ethereum looks great, right? You can see Ethereum breakout coming in for the retest. So far looks successful. Wait for the trigger. Right? And that trigger could be even better for you. 1872. My mouse right now, discovery. Is Raul still talking? 20. What else are we looking at? Let's take a look. A lot of people I know. Whatever. Who caught it? Who caught it? Who's able to pick up on Jordan's tone? What Jordan focuses in on? When and where? All right. Ethereum, beautiful. I love to see Ethereum leading Bitcoin. I love to see Ethereum leading Bitcoin at this particular point of the bull market phase because speculation is rampant. I want to see that. Beautiful. All right, what else? We got a lot to look at today. It's going to be a really good session. Alan, thank you so much. Thank you for all your beautiful work, all the value that you add each and every day for myself. One of the first things that I see in the morning, my Twitter feed is a mess. Alan is Signal. I'm grateful for it. This is Signal, by the way, as we are getting close over here to printing new all-time highs and getting back into price discovery. The reason I say that is, and you all know, is because, does it seem a little, do you guys feel like you understand and know what's going on in the markets with super clarity, right? Anyone, and by the way, if you're new here, welcome. anyone who's watching and keeping updated with our regular shows each and every day, do you feel like that you have the pulse of the market? Right? I know that I do. Over here, we're seeing that as we come up into new price discovery in the first cycle over here, we went into a vertical move. On the second cycle over here, when we, at this particular point in the cycle, when we went into price discovery, we went vertical. Could that happen again right now? Well, of course it could happen. We're watching out for that. We're aware for that. We have a new dot. It's April 1st. I'm not going to call the bear market low. I need to spend some more time with it. I feel like if you look at this color that's being presented, Jordan, I need to run the numbers. I need to do the math on this one and figure out, exactly where we are. Visualizing it, it looks like that it could be anytime this month and even into next month that we go from actually this shade of orange to the next shade, which seems to be the bear market low. So it might be too premature. I don't want to do it yet. And where that brings us, I have no idea. Just want you to be on the same page as I am at all the time. And I'm in no rush here. I'm in no rush. By the way, we are entering a period where you start seeing a lot of spread between these monthly numbers, right? And as we're talking about what we're looking like right now in the cycle, don't get ahead of myself. When we see this vertical move, is it possible that we're putting in, a big space between monthly numbers? It certainly is. Buckle in. This thing might take off. Brad over here, is it possible that we break out to the upside of this channel, right? If we break down to the downside, this lower trend line support, then something's wrong, something's not right. Watch out. It could happen. And not only could it happen, most likely if it happens, you got to lighten up any lightly leveraged position. You have to be looking to go ahead. If you're just buying Bitcoin, unleveraged Bitcoin, make sure you pick up because probably it'll be a wick and probably it'll be quick no matter what happens. If you look at those monthly candles I showed you earlier in the session, when you see even in 2017, the red candles, which closed slightly red, right? They had long wicks in there. Just watch out if we break this trend line. That's concerning. Is it possible we break the upper end of this trend line? We'll be watching it together. That's why you got to be careful about just taking profits into these areas without watching price. At the end of the day, it's all about price. All right, what else we got going on over here? This is Bybit. They're talking about strike prices coming up. They have it in the area that we're in. You can see right around here. This is about $80,000. You have the highest amount of strike prices for the end of this month coming in. Now, I don't know if this is, you all know I don't trade options. I don't know if this is European style where price has to be trading above the price at the close in order, or if it's American style, it just has to reach as the print. I don't know. I think it's European style. Nevertheless, you could see as we're looking at Brad's chart over here into the resistance right around, let's call that, I can't see on the right, 74,000 in that area. If it's 3 weeks from now, it could be closer to 78,000. You could see those strike prices are lined up with that. That's just fun and interesting. That's all that is. Fun and interesting. This is signal. What's next on over here after the consolidation? Central banks about to pull away liquidity or add liquidity. This is over here. We're looking at the 30-year bond market, bond daily sentiment. It reached a point where in the past, each and every time has been a turning point. Now, this is interesting because tomorrow is a really big day. I set that up for you yesterday. Tomorrow, we're going to have the non-farm payrolls, first Friday of the month. Just last month is when I said it's time for us to, or 2 months ago, I don't remember. It's time for us to focus in on that. This is a big one. Tomorrow's data print and the market reaction is huge. So, if it's a big deal and we're not live, there's no question on Saturday I'll update that with you. But tomorrow's also a big deal for me on Good Friday. So either which way, you could see that every time in the past that we've reached these levels, you've seen growth return. You've seen growth return as we see the Nasdaq here lighten up, getting on fire. We'll talk about that in a little bit as we get into the equities really quickly, briefly. We'll go through, we're here right now. The bull flag, the breakout over here, entirely bullish. We talked about a level yesterday, 13,333. We're getting close to it. It looks like today during this session, we're going to come into it. The question is whether or not we break out ahead of non-farm payrolls or not, right? Most likely not, but we'll see what happens. The market right now has basically a fire lid under it, and it's reacting accordingly. Big news event tomorrow. The market at some point in the next 20 hours is going to start consolidating and paying attention to that, I think. All right, just know your levels ahead of time. S&P 500 at the new all-time highs. Do you remember over here, right? We called out, watch out. We could possibly, I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm not calling an insolvency event, but possible correction. And then as the correction was happening, I said it's just a matter of time before new all-time highs. Here we have the new all-time highs on the S&P. Nasdaq still getting closer now, looking better. The bullish structure has improved, right? What if we talked about the consolidation, the breakout, the retest, right? And then it consolidated into a bull flag. It needed to break above this trend line here, which it did yesterday in order to improve the bullish structure. Now it needs to get above 13,333, and then it sets it off what I believe will be a trajectory towards new all-time highs, dependent on tomorrow's print. All right, gold and silver really quick. Gold is coming back into this resistance, putting in what looks like a possible double bottom, right? Look at that shakeout for sure into that pretty nice area of support. So what happens? Listen, it's still too soon to attack. If we get a strong non-farm payrolls print tomorrow, this could come under pressure again as it hits back into the resistance. Do not be preemptive where you take an entry on something before you get an entry signal. The worst thing you could ever do in the markets. You're not trading at that point. You're simply gambling. Wait for further improvement here on both gold and silver. Still technically under a lot of pressure and just bouncing right now. The dollar coming off here, right? And just coming back into that last bit of broken resistance should now hold that support. If it doesn't, and we even come back towards this level of 92.56, entirely bullish. If we come back towards this level, by the way, that's when I would be looking and setting up my sniper sights for any US dollar pairs, looking for a resumption off and looking to take positions in the favor of the US dollar. We still have another line down over here. This is a line. This is an important trend line if we zoom out and go to the 3-day. That's a line that could still possibly hold below that line. I flip back to bearish on the dollar structurally. Bitcoin, right? We all got a solid, and then look at everyone has a really good look at Bitcoin, right? And Ethereum. No question about that. We're all over that. So now we can have a little bit of fun. This is one of my favorite charts over here, right? This is, now we have the Glassnode. I'm a subscriber to Glassnode, but I really don't get any value out of it, personally. My favorite two charts are looking to Bitcoin are the 1-year HODL wave, right? And also over here, the R-holder ratio. Now, Glassnode has gone ahead and put out some pretty charts in each of them. That's why I want to talk about this with you. This is really important over here. And what I want to see as we're coming down in this bull market phase, as we're looking at people who have been holding Bitcoin for a year or longer, when it looks like we're at the top of the market. This is important signal here. And then we'll talk about the R-hodl, which is also important signal. Is a pi cycle cross right now an important signal? Is a pi cycle cross right now? Yeah, no, for sure. It's not a knock against Glassnode. And honestly, I don't have the time. I don't have the time to sit there and go through all their charts and figure out which is good or not. I've focused in on how I do things and knowing that these are the two that I'm most interested in. Anyway, I saw an interview with Willy Woo yesterday on what Bitcoin did. The guy's good. Willy Woo is a good follow. He's really good at following on-chain analytics. He also talked about how he trades Bitcoin. Not only how he trade, which is the same way we trade it, lightly leveraged. He goes a little bit lighter, right? And then he also talked about how he exit Bitcoin. The same exact way that we look. And Willy Woo, he would fit in the most perfect. And if anyone I know across the internet, Willy Woo would fit into this community the most. He's a good follow. Either which way, as we come back down over here, right? You're looking at what happens is increasing. Each year, people have been holding Bitcoin. You know, people, if you're holding Bitcoin now from 2016, you're still holding, right? You're going to keep holding and holding. Yeah, maybe you're selling a little bit at the top of the bull market, but those coins aren't moving. And you can see each top cycle, there's more and more people that continue to hold. Now, everyone knows this this particular bull market, a lot more of retail are under the whole mindset that they're not going to sell their Bitcoin. Michael Saylor has planted the seed in them. A lot of them are going to say, I'm not giving up my Bitcoin. And we're going to have a lot of hodlers, forced hodlers. No question about that. So what is this rate going to look like at the top? I think it's going to be somewhere in the mid 40s. Okay, well, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's 44. I don't know if it's 40. Whatever it is, it's going to be somewhere in the mid 40s. We're at 55 right now. We still got a while to go. Just want you to be aware of that and just let you know this is a really important signal. Another one over here is the R hodl, right? We're all familiar with it on this channel over here. It's loading up. Boom, there it is. Now on over here, hold on one second. Over here. The R hodl suggests we are the equivalent of 3,000 to 4,000 in 2017. The Bitcoin bull run has still a long way to go. Yes and no. Yes and no. So we all know, right? Everyone knows the pi cycle is a false signal right now. Nevertheless, in this first cycle over here, when we had a pi cycle cross, we knew it wasn't in the end of the bull market, or you would know now because we're not into the red zone. However, it was a very, very good exit. Price was going vertical. Price is simply not going vertical right now, right? I've set it up and told you price at this point in particular time would need to come into about 100,000 hot and fast in order for us to say, okay, we're having a double wave occur. We need to actually exit and then get back in. That's not occurring right now. What's interesting, if you do the math over here in 2017, right? If you do the math in 2017, adding 323 days, getting the May 18th, 2017, you could see that actually the price of Bitcoin was at $2,200, $2,300. Now, the person doing the math said, well, Bitcoin would be around, I think, $4,000. They said it's different. This cycle is different than the 2017 cycle, and it's different because of the uber easy monetary policy. We're outperforming the last cycle in every single indicator and indication we have. We're not looking at diminishing returns this cycle. We're looking at increasing returns. The catalyst for that was the central bankers and their monetary policy. And, what I'm getting at over here is that we have a we're so early right now in the cycle. It's ridiculous. I don't like to look at prices at the top because I think that if I do, they're just a little bit hard to put your mind around. They're going to be high and much higher. It's still early. It's so early that I'm saying to you, I don't even think yet that we've reached the bear market bottom. I don't even think that we've reached the bear market bottom. Pay attention. What else do we have going on over here? Brad's beautiful chart. Then we have over here Will, right? Will put out this chart over here I wanted to share with you. This is on West Texas oil, and he's pointing out this really long trend line that we are coming into the resistance. He's pointing it out because you can see on the 8-hour, the same trend line that I have on the WTI that I showed you yesterday is also appearing over here. And what he's pointing out was this bigger, larger trend line over here. I just want to jump over to it really quick and show you that I actually had that trend line, and I think mine's a little off. Looking at Will's chart work over there, I could kind of bring this up. Hold on one second. Before I do that, here on the 8-hour, this is the trend line that he's talking about. I have this trend line, and I said, once you get back above it, if you're looking to attack oil, that's going to be the time. Yes, OPEC is meeting today. OPEC is meeting all the time. Whatever. If you're following noise like that, you're following noise, not signal. What's signal is what's happening on the charts. Either which way, Will is pointing out, look at your line over here on WTI, and he's pointing out it's also happening on Texas. He's showing me his charting ability, which is absolutely fantastic. And it's not just Will. It's almost across the board. Your question is, I don't have the same time preference. I'm not training with leverage. Is the Conquering the Markets community and course and training program something that's going to benefit me? Of course. There's no question about it. What else? Should I move up my line over there? So, Will, I don't know that I have the correct line over there. I know why I have my line at the trajectory that I do, because I have this touch over here, and then you could see that was resistance. That was resistance. I could clone this line up. Look, I could do this. This is what I would do. I would clone this, and I'm going to put it down over here. Right up, I have that touch. and that touch. You could see now come down to the 8 hour with me, and then you could see that in play beautifully. And it just, I'm not obviously trading oil, so I'm not hyper focused in on it. Where you see that hyper focus is over here on Bitcoin, right? But beautiful, beautiful display of TA over there. We do TA better than anyone else out there. If you're wondering what book you should read on technical analysis, I wouldn't read any book. I would just hang out in here and focus in on here. I've seen the chart work, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's in the Discord. Alan, by the way, Alan P on Discord, his chart work is absolutely, I love it. Anyway, where are we? Yeah, so this is important. Thank you for letting me know, first of all. You have no idea when I see the words changed my life and family, what it means to me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for letting me know that. That touches my heart. It lets me know that the work I'm doing has value and is important, and I'm grateful for you for doing that. So what else are we looking at as we're about 30 minutes in over here? I feel like we could take a breath and just hang out as we've covered everything that we need to do and have that laser sharp focus across the markets. The only one heads up I want to give for you is that tomorrow's non-farm payrolls and in a liquid market. We're seeing the market equity markets pretty bullish this morning as they come towards resistance. Okay, careful. Do not FOMO. You're chasing at this point. The market is always going to be there, and there's always opportunity. It's a question of having that awareness that you know when you're preemptive of momentum and get in. Wow. Alan, everyone, thank you. Yes, we could have a look at the Australian dollar, US dollar. I want to preface that with saying tomorrow's print is an important one. Tomorrow's print is an important, as you're seeing the break, the DXY over here. I need to start with the DXY really quick. As you're seeing the DXY come back into this area of what? Of local resistance, should now be support. It could even go further back into the heavy support. What's the Australian dollar, US dollar doing, right? After the breakdown, it's coming back up for a retest. You got resistance right over here. Technically, this is looking very poor, right? Now, if the DXY comes back into that heavier, look at over there. I should have a horizontal resistance right here where my mouse is. I'm going to put it in. You see the resistance here. You can see it all throughout over here. It's a line, and that's the line on the DXY that we were just looking at. Let's draw this in over here. If you're following the Australian dollar, US dollar, make sure that you are having horizontal support and resistance in. Coming into the trend line, first area of resistance. If we're rejected over there, listen, I think it's better to stand aside. I would take entries, any question on a Friday, into London. No question about it, but not with tomorrow's non-farm payrolls print. I would be standing aside. You have Easter weekend coming up, low liquidity markets. It's not the type of market that you want to trade in. You're looking for certainty, high probability. You're not looking for things that are out of the norm and risky. The best thing you could do is if you're able to project what's going to happen and it happens and you're not involved in the train, you are greatly increasing your skill set and ability. And when it's time to act, you're going to be there and you're going to be a lot sharper. Next week is a lot better time to act than over the next 24 hours. That's for sure. All right. You got to have that situational awareness. We're coming into a high impact news event with low liquidity. Things could go either way and there could be drastic moves. It could get choppy. It could be whipsawy. You don't want to be involved. My opinion, not financial advice. Absolutely, Greg. Thank you for the reminder over there, right? Listen, if this community is not for you, it's not for you. Bye. You know, my kids are going to be watching these videos in order to get their financial education. There's no question about it. You got to have clean language. By the way, if you're not using clean language, what are you putting out there? Curses? Really? I bet you're living a nice life. And I say that with sarcasm. Come on, be a blessing to the world. Don't put curses out into the world. Who are you? Think about it. You know? So what else? Everyone? I'm really looking forward to this afternoon's, to this morning's live training session as we're going to be talking about our Exiting Bitcoin series. I'm going to be talking about strategy number 3, one of the most advanced, one of the most important, one of the clearest, right? When I talk about clear trades and easy trades, I talk about Bitcoin versus gold, right? I'm trying to find the chart over here to pull it up as I talk about it. This to me is one of the easiest trades during the course of this current 20. You know, what do you favor right now, gold or Bitcoin? Easy, easy peasy. Up about, since we first brought it to your attention, 50%. Getting ready as we come to break down into the resistance for perhaps the next leg down. It is entirely dependent on Bitcoin, not on gold. Bitcoin over here looking strong and healthy. Yeah, moderators, first of all. Head snack for a bum. That's the only thing I didn't set up on today's session over here. And you're sure we're going to get that in right now. I feel like we covered everything that we needed to cover in this session, right? I did my job. That's important. We're going to drop head snack over here right now and get flowing as he brings it.
Markets, analyzing the charts, hitting projected targets within the margin. Find the flow, sip the matcha, and wait for the waves to come in with lobsters. The kind-hearted Jordan Fosters, working smarter, not harder to move the markers. On his way to conquer, trading and investing, drinking the coffee while reflecting on the blessing. The markets are not crashing, the prices might be slashing, just to pretend they're in fashion. See the like button, comments, and smash it. Boom, boom, Jordan in the room, grab the bull by the horns and to the moon. Flow from the plateau, make the play. Boom, boom, it's a taco day.
It's a taco day. It's a taco day.
Did you think I was going to go on a rant without the sound? Come on. Would that ever happen here? Would that ever happen here? Listen, everyone. I feel like we covered everything we need to cover here today. We don't need to talk just to the sake of talking. Everyone here has the clearest read across the markets. I'm entirely sure of that. I want to take a look at alts really quick before we get off, right? So I'm looking at Ethereum, Bitcoin. I'm looking at coming out into the resistance right now. Above this resistance, right? We all know this was pointed out. I forgot who was pointing it out as we were into that important trend line and support over there. I mean that sincerely. I know I briefly mentioned here, but I wasn't focused in on it. It was Brandon on Crypto Trades and Tech, right? And then you can see us we're into resistance right now, right? Above this resistance, it gets a lot easier and a lot safer. It's a healthy market right now at this point. If Ethereum is leading Bitcoin, completely happy with that, no problem. Looking at alts and outright versus Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is strong right now. Bitcoin is generally strong as it comes out of the consolidation and breaks out. Normally, it does lead other alts, and then alts play catch up in a big time. You can kind of see that happening over here. What about on Uniswap versus the dollar? It's jumpy. I don't really love it, right? That's not clear, and I'm looking for clarity. So I would step aside over there. Bitcoin is a beautiful breakout over there, right? Let's check it out on the 2 hour, right? Beautiful breakout over here. Patience. Now, the thing about altcoins, the thing about crypto is that it has the tendency to break out and not look back. When it comes to altcoins, you're not looking for breakout, retest, resumption. You're looking for breakout, retest, resumption in every single market there is, except cryptocurrency during the bull market phase. Okay, so Bitcoin looking good over there. What about Link? Also, you could see a breakout, retest, resuming off into resistance. It's looking weak and continues to look weak. When I say look that Chainlink looks weak, I mean relative to other projects out there, other coins. It's looking bullish here as it breaks out of the consolidation, puts in the retest, and resumes off. It's still into resistance. It's got to clear above that area right where my mouse is right now. I don't know, a bunch of zeros, 52409. What about BNB? On the move again, right off of or close to the all-time highs. That's against the US dollar, right? What else? Cardano. Cardano consolidating beautifully. It's had a huge move up. And since the huge move up, it's putting in that nice consolidation. That's extraordinarily healthy, right? It looks like it's getting ready for its next leg up. Is that going to be over here as we see Bitcoin and Ethereum breaking out, trying to get back into price discovery? Will Cardano be soon behind it? Well, I definitely think so. First, you'll see that initial push and move coming off the big boys, and then probably Cardano and everything else will catch up. You could see that versus Bitcoin. Cardano is still, Bitcoin's moving, right? It still looks very healthy. Look what you're looking at. You're looking at move up, consolidation, very healthy market all across the board. Yeah, so it's not the moment for altcoins. It's the moment for Bitcoin and Ethereum, but soon that will change. And when I say soon, that's assuming and presuming we get into price discovery and start making the next leg up. All right, everyone, let's go out with some honeymoon vocals, and then I'll see you all in a little bit. In about 50 minutes, we will start our live training session. I will put out the link in the announcements channel on the Discord and also send you an email with that link as well. If you can't be there live, you're still with us. The replay is obviously available. Let's do it. Anthony, if you think timing the market is impossible, that means you're new here. Welcome. Listen, Anthony, there's the best thing you could probably do. There's like 15 months of YouTube videos on this channel. Watch them. Then come back to me and tell me timing the market is impossible. No, welcome, my brother. I'm so glad that you are here. that's beautiful. If you're watching the replay right now, I'm so glad that you're with us. I really feel like that you are completely with us. And could you go ahead and smash the like button so we can make it up to 1,000 likes? Everyone, have a beautiful day. If I don't speak to you tomorrow, blessed Easter to you all. And what else is there to say? I'm grateful for each and every one of you. I'm grateful for what we share. It's uniquely special and extraordinary. I can't imagine 4 years from now what this community is going to be doing. The amount of lives that we will have collectively changed is going to be absolutely profound. That's why we're here every day. That's why I'm here on time each and every day. This is some serious stuff over here. What we're doing is really going to make the difference. You are changing the world. Everyone, I'll talk to you later.